Hi, thank you for watching this video. As you know, a couple weeks ago, Cultivate held an event where we made some announcements to our attending donors. And as someone that we value, we wanted to share this information with you as well. I ask that you watch this video to the end, even though there might be some information that you already are familiar with. But I want to thank you first and foremost for being a donor. We could not do this without you. So thank you so much for your support that you've given all of these years. I appreciate you, and I know the rest of our board and staff appreciate you as well. So thank you for being a part of this movement for community-led development. Let me show you the presentation that I shared at the event. Cultivate is dedicated to working with leaders of community organizations working for social change. Thank you for your support. Cultivate has been 79% funded by faithful individuals and family donors since our start. That means that 79% of our funding has come from people like you rather than grants from foundations, corporate support, or other sources of funding. Your support has allowed programs led by community insiders, those who intimately know their own community and share the same ethnic, socioeconomic, and cultural background to grow their capacity to lead change. That's what Cultivate is all about. This year, 2023, is a critical year for Cultivate. We have made the difficult decision to increase our budget by 65%, which I'll share later on why we've made that decision. But if we cannot raise $60,000 by the end of the year, we will run out of funds and not be able to offer our programs in 2024. So this is a critical year for us to be able to pivot and make some necessary changes to be able to continue to have sustained funding and operate our programs long into the future. As you may know, our mission is to empower and equip leaders from impoverished and oppressed communities to transform their communities through grassroots social change. We believe that solutions to poverty, injustice, and inequality must be led by community insiders. And community insiders are those who intimately know their own community and share the same ethnic, socioeconomic, and cultural background as the people they are serving. But community insiders, the people that Cultivate works with, face many barriers to becoming organizational leaders, often because of their race, socioeconomic status, and culture. So our program was created to address the gap in access and inclusion of community insiders, so they can be change makers in the global philanthropic sector. We can only achieve our goals, our collective goals of making this world better for those on the margins when the strength of local communities is our priority, and when the people who intimately know their own community are the ones leading change. So Cultivate, we aim to create a movement for community-led development by building the capacity of community leaders. Cultivate is the only program that offers marginalized community leaders a comprehensive set of skills, tools, and resources needed to start and sustain their own community projects. As far as we know, we're the only program out there offering this, and it's a key component to filling this need of global mobilization of marginalized change makers. What's our program? You likely know this, but let's review it real quick. We offer 10 core training themes. We have online curriculum, personalized coaching, personalized assistance to all of our trainees, and access to resources. Our core training themes focus on leadership development, asset-based community-driven development, program design, organizational planning, understanding the culture in the West, fundraising, financial management, communications, using technology, evaluating program effectiveness, talking about governance and management and human resources. As you can see, we do a lot, and we help our trainees understand everything that's needed from start to sustainability for their community organizations. So what's our program? Each month, we meet with many of our trainees, either on personal coaching calls, group cohort calls, or webinars. We spend a lot of time on the internet. And since the start, 7 years, we've been able to serve many community leaders. So while we faced many challenges, we have seen some phenomenal milestones that I really want to share with you. So for instance, Kelvin, we started working with Kelvin in 2017, and he launched a school in Zambia with 50 children, raising about $1,000 to get that school started. This year, there are 150 kids in that school, and he runs on a budget of about $10,000 annually. That's a huge success for Kelvin. We work with people like Sam in Malawi, Deborah work in Ethiopia, and Dennis in Kenya. Sam is using our community training models to teach others in the community about financial management and management of well and sanitation projects. Deborah Work is working with a group in Ethiopia that provides assistive services to the blind and is using our curriculum to be able to better understand how to manage her organization while being here in the United States. And Dennis in Kenya, he's awesome. He started a climate change advocacy program that focuses on community cleanup and youth mentoring as well, and is getting recognized over and over for his efforts of what he's doing in Kenya. The biggest success that we see at Cultivate is community buy-in. Many of our trainee leaders have been able to rise up within their communities and take ownership of the programs they help to implement. So the leaders are now building leaders within their own organization. And that's where we see the long-term effect of Cultivate. We have local and global reach. So we've worked with people in the United States and across the globe. To date, we have served leaders in 25 different nations. Since the start, there have been 74 community leaders and their organizations who have successfully implemented our training in their social good programs. And on average, 521 people are directly impacted by each trainee's community org programs, which means that over 11,000 people have total community members have been benefited from our trainees' communities programs. Our trainees are focusing on things like food security, arts, health, environment, education, job training. There's nothing that our trainees haven't really touched when it looks at the community needs that their people are facing. In 2022, we launched a few new endeavors that I'm really excited to share with you about. We started offering public webinars, which generally we have 30 to 50 people sign up for each monthly webinar. We gave our trainees access to the largest grants research database in the United States so that they could find funding for their organizations as well and research. We launched a resources website for our trainees that gives them access to a lot of different free programs and other tools that they can access for their programs. And we've been able to start a referral program to be able to help them connect with other programs and services that benefit them. But here comes 2023. Here's our strategic plan for this year. We've got open enrollment. We've got full scholarships that we're offering to our trainees. And it costs us $1,750 per trainee per year. So that means we have a maximum capacity of 60 trainees per year. Currently, this year, right now, we're at 29 trainees. So there's still room to grow. We are continuing to have updated curriculum. So we're focusing on updating our curriculum on communications, websites, grant writing, and program evaluation. And we're trying to launch a volunteer program that will help some of our trainees give assistance to them with building their own websites. Because as you know, it's pretty hard to have any kind of recognized program in 2023 without a website. So it's key to helping our trainees connect with more donors and supporters. But we have some challenges for 2023. So we have very limited grant opportunities. As you can see, Cultivate is focused on building the capacity of people. And then those people are doing things like feeding the poor and educating children and bringing healthcare services to communities. So that means that most grant opportunities are interested in funding the end result of Cultivate, not necessarily the capacity building. So it's really difficult for us to find grants. There's limited funding opportunities. We have wonderful donors just like you, but we do struggle to find new donors and new partners to be able to support this work. And the key thing is that up until now, we've been unable to pay our staff, including myself, a livable competitive salary. And most of our trainees need scholarships. So that means that a lot of our funding is going into making sure that we can have a robust program for our trainees. And as been the case in the start, it's kind of hard sometimes to find reliable long-term volunteers that can work with us for more than a couple weeks or a couple months, since we don't have the funds to expand our staff. So our board has decided to launch a 2023 strategic plan where we're going to try to address some of these challenges. So first of all, we're going to pursue foundations to train their grantees. So we're going to approach foundations and say, do you have people who generally struggle maybe with your grant reports, or who you've turned down as grantees because of their lack of understanding of requirements and reporting and application processes? If so, we're going to ask those foundations, can we train your grantees and have the foundations pay the fee for that service that they're offering to their grantees? We're also going to pursue US-based nonprofits with international programs to see if they're interested in us training their staff. We're also going to try to pursue more corporate sponsors. And we're going to offer corporate and organizational training. So here in the United States, corporations who might be interested in offering a service to their employees, and that training is going to focus on practicing social justice and how to do good philanthropy. We're also there's some doors opening up for organizational consulting and coaching that I'll be doing as a way to raise support for Cultivate as well. But our 2023 budget, the board gave us the green light to raise salaries to a more livable, competitive level. That's why we need to raise so much more. We almost doubled our budget because we've been able to raise those salaries to something that is more livable for our staff. That means we're also cutting our costs and limiting our expenses so we can manage that new budget increase. So this is a critical year for us. We need to raise an additional $60,000 by the end of the year. And as I shared, we're pursuing or trying to find some new ways of funding, but also that means that we need the help of people like you. So here's how you can help. If you are not currently a monthly donor, please consider becoming one. So much of our sustained funding has come from monthly donors because we know we can count on that income before making plans or increasing our budgets. If you are currently a monthly donor, please consider making an increase if you are able. Also, see if your employer can match your donations. Sometimes we don't even know about that, and a lot of employers are willing to do that, but we need you to make that application or make that request to the employer. We can't do that on your behalf. But once it's set up, it's a really easy process for you. Other ways that you can help. If you're a Thrivent member, I know in Minnesota, there's a lot of Thrivent members. You can designate what's called choice dollars. That's kind of like a percentage of your investments that Thrivent uses their cash to give to nonprofits like us. So you can designate those choice dollars, or you can host something called an action team, which you get a $250 grant to do something for a nonprofit of your choice. So if that's something you're interested in, talk to us and we can give you some ideas of what that action team could do. You can also host what we're calling How to Do a Social Good, have a dinner or a party in your home, your church, your workplace, your club. These are different this is the presentation that we're offering to organizations of all kinds that really helps people better understand how to practice social justice and how to do that in a responsible way, how to be a good, responsible donor. So that's not necessarily just a fundraise pitch for Cultivate, but we want to give people that you invite something of benefit to them that helps them understand how to do social good. You can also do some things to help us that are not financial. So first of all, make introductions. So if you know of anyone who's part of a family foundation or a family trust, that is huge. If you can make us an introduction to them, that is usually those small foundations, are really limited to like who you know. So those introductions can be key to us. Also, people maybe that manage a donor or have a donor advised fund. You can also make introductions for us to your churches, your Rotary Club, maybe any other civic groups that you're a part of. That would be really beneficial to us. And of course, anyone who's interested in our mission. All you have to do is send me an email, shoot me a text. You don't have to do a pitch. You don't have to do anything that's scary. You just make the introduction. You can also make introductions, like I said, to your employer, your church, your civic groups, anyone who might be interested in having some social impact training to their groups or their staff or their constituents. And if you know of any leaders of nonprofits, especially nonprofits operating in the developing world, based here in the United States, those introductions would be critical to us. There's other ways that you can help as well. We're looking for some volunteers, or if you can help us find volunteers, that would be great as well too. So we need some people to help with general administration, grants research, editing, curriculum, grammar editing, helping us with some social media management while one of our staff is on maternity leave, and just some basic other things that can help us out. So if you are interested, please connect with us. I know this has been a long video, so thank you for hanging in with me till the end. I just want to say again, thank you. You have made this possible. It's been 7 years that Cultivate has been doing this work, and it's donors like you who have made this possible for us. So know that the impact that we boast of is your impact as well. You are a part of this movement. But I ask, please consider how you can increase your support of Cultivate in all the different ways that I mentioned, because this is a pretty critical year for us. If we can't make that $60,000 jump, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do anything in 2024. So thank you for this, and please consider how you can help. Have a great day.